Hola, buenas queridos amigos, soy Juan Carlos Castilla, de nuevo os doy la bienvenida a En Solfa, quinto episodio. Aprovecho para pediros que agradecería vuestros likes, sugerencias, vuestros comentarios, todo será bienvenido y si podéis compartirlo, estupendo. En estos últimos días hemos tenido un movimiento típico del primer ministro israelí, Benjamín Netanyahu, respaldó firmemente la interceptación por parte de la Marina israelí de la Global Summit Flotilla, una misión internacional que intentaba llevar ayuda humanitaria a la Franja de Gaza. Vamos a escuchar Winning Temptation, que es una banda de los Países Bajos creada en 1996 que se llama Paradise. Luego continuamos. Aquí están los puntos claves del movimiento de Netanyahu. Aprobación de la intercepción. Netanyahu aplaudió la acción de la Armada, calificando la misión de interceptar los barcos como un éxito. Detención de activistas. La operación resultó en la detención de unos 175 activistas internacionales en la interrupción de la flota en aguas internacionales cerca de Creta. Vínculo con Hamas. Netanyahu justificó el abordaje alegando que la flotilla apoyaba a Hamas y ordenó impedir su llegada a las costas de Gaza. Declaraciones sarcásticas. El primer ministro se refirió a la situación con ironía, señalando que los activistas continuarán viendo Gaza por YouTube. Bloqueo de ayuda. La flota que transportaba ayuda humanitaria como alimentos y medicinas fue detenida y los participantes fueron desembarcados en Grecia, menos un activista con pasaporte brasileño y otro con pasaporte español. Por suerte que ya están de vuelta en casa, eso sí, no sin antes haber hecho la pantomima del juicio raro, por llamarlo de alguna manera suavemente, acusándoles de terrorismo. Este movimiento es parte de la política continua de Israel de impedir cualquier ruptura de bloqueo marítimo sobre la franja de Gaza. Para este señor el derecho internacional no existe y espero que todo este derecho, que es la ley, le caiga encima algún día y pague todas las barbaridades que está haciendo. Os presento a Kevin Michael Toby McKeon, más conocido por su nombre artístico Toby Mac. Es un rapero, cantante, compositor y productor discográfico estadounidense. Su banda de gira se conoce como Diversity. Toby Mac, Can't Stop. No me puedes detener.
This road is dark, I see a spark. I see some lights out in the distance. Can they hear my heartbeat? Can they see my weakness? Do they know my hurt? An easy target am I to prey for the circling birds? Now I lay me down to sleep. I pray the Lord my soul to keep. And if I die before I wake, I pray the Lord my soul to take. But if I live another day, I'll rise and face my enemies. My heart on my sleeve, my feet on the ground. I've come too far for backing down. The devils I've been seeing, the lies that they've been preaching, can't stop me from believing. Coldest of the seasons that break my heart to pieces, can't stop me from believing. Can't stop me from believing. Can't stop me from believing. One to make me doubt, another to make me fear. At every high and every low they whisper in my ear. They tell me that I'm not enough to plot the atmosphere, or fill me up with thoughts that puff me up like I'm veneer. The dark may come against me till the day I die. Only one of us is getting out of here alive. I'm standing on the truth against 1,000 lies. Only one of us is getting out of here alive. The devils I've been seeing, the lies that they've been preaching, can't stop me from believing. Coldest of the seasons that break my heart to pieces, can't stop me from believing. 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 It's no mystery mist on me, oh no. No eye has ever seen. We won't make an apology. We put our faith in something that our eyes have never seen. The devils I've been seeing. they hurt me, I still believe. And even when life is perfect, I still believe. I've already lived to see the day when the one who gives takes away. And after it all, I'm here to say, I still believe.
Igual que al señor Putin, por cierto, últimamente en las noticias casi ni se le nombra, porque ya se ha ocupado el señor Trump que así sea. Eso no quiere decir que no siga guerreando contra Ucrania para conseguir las tierras que desea. Sigue y está costando muchos millones de dólares, eso sí, la peor parte la paga Europa. Son jornadas intensas en lo diplomático, pero también, dado que esta medianoche expiraba el alto el fuego negociado por Trump en lo militar. Los combates que no cesaron por completo en ningún momento se han reanudado con más violencia si cabe. Del mismo modo, Rusia parece haber retomado también los ataques a larga distancia. Mientras tanto, ucranianos como rusos hablan sobre diplomacia, sobre las negociaciones y sobre una hipotética futura visita de Trump a Moscú. No han sido, en cualquier caso, los únicos temas de un día en el que han sido noticia, entre otros, la Unión Europea, por distintos motivos, las sanciones a Rusia, la corrupción en Ucrania o el asunto de los más de 20.000 menores retenidos todavía en ese país. ¿Por qué? Y no me gustaría pensar mal, pero es curioso que el señor Trump, con su guerra contra Irán, llegue a un punto muerto en el que ambos cierran el estrecho de Hormuz, en el que no puede pasar ningún buque transportando petróleo y gas licuado, y Europa se va a tener que abastecer del gas de Rusia y se va a tener que abastecer del petróleo de Venezuela y Estados Unidos. ¿Quién son los beneficiados? Putin y Trump. Así que cuanto menos da que pensar. ¿Quién no conoce a Oasis? Una banda inglesa de rock en el estilo Britpop, originariamente formada en Manchester, Inglaterra. La banda se hizo famosa internacionalmente a mediados de la década de los 90, acomodando los elementos de bandas como los Beatles, The Rollins o T-Rex, en su propia clase de rock inglés psicodélico. Oasis en Wonderwall.
Today is gonna be the day that they're gonna throw it back to you. By now you should have somehow realized what you gotta do. I don't believe that anybody feels the way I do about you now. Backbeat, the word is on the street that the fire in your heart is out. I'm sure you've heard it all before, but you never really had a doubt. I don't believe that anybody feels the way I do about you now. And all the roads we have to walk are winding, and all the lights that lead us there are blinding. There are many things that I would like to say to you, but I don't know should have somehow realized what you're not to do. I don't believe that anybody feels the way I do about you now. And all the roads that lead you there were winding, and all the lights that light the way are blinding. There are many things that I would like to say to you, but I don't know how. I said maybe you're gonna be the one that saves me. And after all, you're my I said maybe you're gonna be the one that saves me. And after all, you're my wonderwall. I said maybe you're gonna be the one that saves me. You're gonna be the one that saves me. You're gonna be the one that saves me.
Por otro lado, no me extraña que se aprovechen estos listillos de la situación observando la política europea, que vendría a ser una extensión de la política que se desarrolla en España. El no a todo por la oposición, sin argumentación y sin coherencia, es lo que está de moda en la política actual. Hemos tenido un buque que ha tenido que atracar en las costas de Canarias por orden, además de la Organización Mundial de la Salud, por un brote de hantavirus en el crucero MV Ontius. Lo más sensato hubiese sido, sin necesidad de hacer pleitesía al gobierno, que hubiesen apoyado la logística y una actuación del gobierno en esta situación, o al menos colaborar positivamente, proponiendo alternativas a lo que no les gustaba, en vez de criticar gratuitamente y pedir dimisiones antes de que se hubiese empezado a hacer nada. Pues bien, hemos tenido que escuchar una serie de memes y de sandeces tremendas de la oposición, con tal de devaluar la acción del gobierno. Señores míos, había vidas en juego, 14 españoles, donde quizá ese patriotismo del que siempre hacen gala es verdaderamente un fraude a los votantes. ¿De verdad se piensan que es la forma de hacer política? Vamos a dedicarles un tema, además creo que les va, o nos va a nosotros, mejor dicho. El tema se llama esperanza, es un tema esperanzador a nivel general, pero bueno, es lo que deseáramos todos, tener esperanza en que todo esto se solucione y que paguen los que tienen que pagar. Es un temazo de Nathan John Feuerstein, mejor conocido profesionalmente por NF. Es un rapero, cantante y compositor estadounidense. Tiró un IP en 2014 con Capital CMG. NF, que fue la gran clave de su adelanto a las listas de Billboard. Nos canta Hope, esperanza, y con esto me despido hasta la próxima semana. No os perdáis el episodio de Todo en Solfa Fútbol. Sed buenos.
Yeah, I'm on my way, I'm coming. Don't lose faith in me. I know you've been waiting. I know you've been praying for my soul. Oh. 30 years you've been dragging your feet, telling me I'm the reason we're stagnant. 30 years you've been claiming you're honest and promising progress. Well, where is it at? I don't want you to feel like a failure. I know this hurts, but I gave you your chance to deliver. Now it's my turn. Don't get me wrong, nature had a great run, but it's time to give the people something different. So without further ado, I'd like to introduce my album. My album. Hope. What's my definition of success? Listening to what your heart says, standing up for what you know is right while everybody else is tucking their tail between their legs. What's my definition of success? Creating something no one else can. Being brave enough to dream big, grinding when you're told to just quit, giving more when you got nothing left. It's a person that'll take a chance on something they were told could never happen. It's a person that can see the bright side through the dark times when there ain't one. It's when someone who ain't never had nothing ain't afraid to walk away from more perfect, cause they'd rather do something that they really love and take the pay cut. It's a person that would never waver or change who they are just to try and gain some credibility so they can feel accepted by a stranger. It's a person that can take the failures in their life and turn them into motivation. It's believing in yourself when no one else does. It's amazing what a little bit of faith can do. If you don't even believe in you, why would you think or expect anybody else that's around you to? I done did things that I regret. I done said things I can't take back. Was a lost soul at a crossroad who had no hope, but I changed that. I spent years of my life holding on to things I never should have kept, full of hatred. Years of my life carrying a lot of baggage that I should have walked away from. Years of my life wishing I was someone different, looking for some validation. Years of my life trying to fill a void, pretending I was in. They get it. Evil, difficult to go through, yes, but beneficial. Some would say having a mental breakdown is a negative thing, which on one hand I agree, but on the other hand it was the push I needed to get help and start the healing process. See, if I'd never hit my bottom, would I be the person that I am today? I don't believe so. I'm a perfect example of what happens when you choose to not accept defeat and face your demons. Took me 30 years to realize that if you want to get the opportunity to be the greatest version of yourself, sometimes you gotta be someone you're not to hear the voice of reason. Having kids will make you really take a step back and look in the mirror. At least for me, that's what it did. Up every day and pick my son up, hold him in my arms and let him know he's loved. Standing by the window questioning if that is ever going to show up. Isn't something he's gonna have to worry about, don't get it twisted, that was in the shop. Mama, I forgive you, I just don't want him to grow up thinking that he'll never be enough. 30 years of running, 30 years of searching, 30 years of hurting, 30 years of pain, 30 years of fearful, 30 years of anger, 30 years of empty, 30 years of shame, 30 years of broken, 30 years of anguish, 30 years of hopeless, 30 years of hate, 30 years of never, 30 years of maybe, 30 years of later, 30 years of fate, 30 years of hollow, 30 years of sorrow, 30 years of darkness, 30 years of hate, 30 years of baggage, 30 years of sadness, 30 years of stagnant, 30 years of change, 30 years of patience, 30 years of suffering, 30 years of torment, 30 years of hate, 30 years of bitter, 30 years of lonely, 30 years of pushing everyone away. You'll never evolve, I know I can change. We are not enough, we are not the same. You don't have the heart, you don't have the strength, you don't have the will, you don't have the faith. You'll never be loved, you'll never be safe. Might as well give up, not running away. You don't have the guts, you're the one afraid. I'm the one in charge, I'm taking up, I'm taking up. Reigns.